Well, it just keeps looking worse and worse for Sony. So far, they've raised the price of PSN, censored a few games that you may have heard of, and now they're screwing over the Helldiver community. It's like Sony is finding every possible way of ruining their entire gaming division with these type of L decisions. So as you may have heard, the Stellar Blade censorship was a huge topic in the last few weeks, that people on X have created the hashtag #FreeStellarBlade, hoping to force Sony and ShiftUp's hands to repealing the Day 1 patch that censored a few costumes and graffiti textures in the game. The game that they themselves touted just a day before release as being uncensored across all regions. The Day 1 patch negated all of that. So the #FreeStellarBlade hashtag that was coined by Grums on X gave people some instructions on how to give it to Sony where it hurts, and that's in the pocketbooks. By canceling your PSN subscription and not giving them any more of your money if you disagree with their censorship. And that made a lot of gaming journalists and shills mad for some reason, since they say it's not a big deal. So why are you mad though? They went so far as even threatening Grums and putting bounties on him. ShiftUp and Sony have yet to respond to the #FreeStellarBlade movement, at least at the time of this video's recording. Though I'll be curious to see how many PSN cancellations there actually were. I already canceled my PSN just for the absurdity of paying $80 to play online. That's ridiculous, and I hope Sony gets the message. But since Sony is hard-headed and stubborn, and apparently this is what Sony does now, another game that's soon to be released is getting some censorship as well. Tsukuhime is a game that's releasing on Switch and the PlayStation, and the deluxe edition comes with an art book for the game. Guess which one's getting censored? That's right, the Sony version of the game's art book will be censored, but not the Switch version. So will the censorships from the art book carry over into the final game? Maybe. Sony could always force the developers to do a Day 1 patch, just like they did with Stellar Blade. Although Nintendo isn't without its share of censoring games, but this time is for Sony to take all these L's. Because the biggest L yet has been revealed, with Sony receiving a huge backlash from the Helldivers community, because Sony wants PC players to link their Steam accounts to their PSN accounts. A big reason people even went to play this game on Steam is because they didn't want to deal with Sony's shenanigans. And yet Sony is forcing the PC player base to do it anyway. PC players don't want to have to deal with multiple accounts just to play a game. And forcing them to do that is causing this huge backlash. This has made a bunch of PC players stating that they're basically done with the game if it isn't made optional. And some people are looking to get refunds. Sony has ruined a huge amount of goodwill that they received from Helldivers 2. And if PC players abandon the game because of this, then PS5 players will lose a large chunk of their player base as well, since the game has crossplay. I'm glad I got to play what I could of Helldivers, since it really is a fun game. But with the PSN price hike and now this, I'm sure it's not going to look good for the future of this game. And so since the end of April, Sony has been taking L after L, from Stellar Blade to Helldivers, with supporters and detractors taking sides. I'm sure this won't be the last problem Sony deals with in 2024, but hopefully people will still remember what these are. They're just video games after all, and maybe people should chill out a little bit. The takes on X have been ridiculous, with some people being disingenuous about the situation with Stellar Blade, and even the actual illegal crap that's against Grums, just because people wanted a product that was promised. It's not a big deal, of course, but if it really wasn't such a big deal, why are people all in their emotions about it? Why are people attacking people or belittling people for wanting a product that they paid for? I mean, it's never a problem until it happens to you, right? But then who will care? But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Till next time.